Well, I don't have a Trump shirt yet, but I'm hoping, Santa Claus brings me a Trump shirt for 2024 and a hat. You know, so I'm hoping so. Big piece of chicken. Hey. We feeding the family today, baby. Ah, yes. Some of the garlic salt. Make it salty, salted up. We're gonna have a salt assault. Assault. Ah, chicken. Well, if it's a little frozen, then the water comes off and it makes it juicier. So, yeah. Well, when did I first notice the food was not the same as the 1980s and 1990s? No, it wasn't getting older. Taste bud changes. I know people like to say, oh yeah, KFC tastes the same as it did back in the day. No, it doesn't. And like, it's not just getting older and taste bud changes and cafes and restaurants and trying all the different cuisines and things. It's really, it was 2007 and I grew up in the Texas Dairy Queens. Not grew up there, but grew up in the 1980s, former 1980s kid going to these country like Dairy Queens out in Dayton, Texas, Liberty County, out in the East Texas woods, So, so they had these country Dairy Queens, and they were badass, and they're awesome, like America's better than America's Drive-In Sonic Burger, and it's just such a the Dairy Queens back in the day you would get. Oh my God! I mean, they had toys like McDonald's, and I know that's like the major selling point. Really, isn't the food of McDonald's? It's really like that Happy Meal with the cartoons on it, and then you get the toy. I know that's really the hook, but the hook for Dairy Queen back in the day was that it was, country cooking, soul food, food that's bad for you but good to eat. And that's kind of like the purpose. And the fried foods, the saturated fat foods, the chicken tenders and gravy, the breaded foods, if you will, if you want to be more technical about it. But if you want to be technical, you can be technical. That's okay. That's okay with me. So that's legit. But it's like I wear this combination, the Destin, Florida, with the American flag on it, with the Trump, and it's kind of like a multi-state. It's like a American. See, I'm making a statement here. Like, I'm from Texas, but I'm supporting Florida, and I'm supporting Republicans and conservatives, and Donald Trump, MAGA, 2024. So I'm kind of making a statement that I'm multi-state, that I support. Like all these people, 78 million Trump supporters. I'm kind of like making it known. It's kind of like, it's not like somebody comes out of the closet and says, I'm gay or something. It's like, people know when I wear this what it means. They know who I support. They know who I don't support too, as well. So they can figure all that out just by wearing all the red, white, and blues and having these names and of the former and future 47th President Donald John Trump. Make America great again. Donald pumped. You gotta do like a hearty Donald pumped. I think we put salt on both sides, I believe. So then we're gonna make this Lipton chicken. I call it because it rhymes. So I said Lipton chicken. I think one time I got like a, was it like a copyright or some kind of? It wasn't like a strike. It was like a warning or something. It was like a copyright. It said because I put Wheeler's Lipton, and then they were like, "No, you don't own Lipton." No, no, no. But what I mean to say, I know I don't own the company. I know I didn't build the products. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that once I buy the stuff, it is mine when I get it at the house. So that's what I mean. Like what I do with it, that is mine. So it's so touchy with the copyright stuff. I'm just like, well, I was just making a sentence rhyme, and I was saying Wheeler's house, Wheeler's food, Wheeler's cooking, Wheeler's. Yeah, this stuff is not all mine. I share it with other people, but I'm saying, yeah, I could say Wheeler's, whatever. Yeah, that's what's up. So it's cooking. Yeah, the chicken is cooking in the pot with butter, salt, and pepper. That's not gonna be a song, by the way. That's not gonna be on the album. If that's what you're wondering. But no, many songs don't make it to the album. Okay, most of it's just rapping and shit. It's just like grooving and shit. Ow. Is it fun to be tall? Yeah, it is sometimes. If you're playing basketball, it's pretty cool. Uh, if short people ask you to get shit all the time, then it's kind of like a drag. It's like, oh, maybe there's some pitfalls. So sometimes being tall is kind of gay, and then sometimes if you're too tall, you might hit your head or something, and so you gotta watch out for shit, low hanging shit. So yeah, that can be a problem. Indeed, indeed, it could. Especially if you're tall and then you lean down and then then you don't look around and you go bam, and then you have like a concussion or something. It fucking sucks. So you gotta be aware. You gotta be aware of your surroundings. In other words. Yeah, they had it. Some old guy was desperate to be hip with the younger crowd, and he's like a lawyer on TV. And so a real old guy looks kind of miserable and shit. Like I don't know. And but miserable old lawyer. A white guy, but he's not vanilla because he's Caucasian. He's just vanilla. He's just very boring, stale, procedural, robotic, android-like. Routine, mundane, monotonous, tedious, that sort of person. And so, that sort of character or caricature. And if you can imagine. So, and then so they had that song that was, pound town, pound town, pound town, pound town. Did they film it in like Miami Beach or something? And it's like this African American thing, and just like pound town, and it's just like, and my booty hole brown, and it was like a big. It was. I saw it just because like some people were complaining about it that it was too. What do they call it? Risque, lacking class. There's other kind of words for it like crass, obnoxious. Is that another word for it? Yeah. So gratuitous. With the language and the N word and the F word and it's a rap video. You're gonna see booty shaking, of course. Of course, you're gonna see butt cheeks and boobies, and you're gonna see a lot of stuff, right? You're gonna see pistols and Benjamin Franklin's and all kinds of shit. People smoking weed and. Huh? So the older white man was so desperate to like do his lawyer commercial. He was so desperate to like be with the hit thing, the newest lit thing, or the so desperate to be cool with the cool kids. He's like, you send him to me, and I'm gonna send him to Pound Town. And so I was like, look at this guy, so desperate to be cool. Oh man, so desperate. You could feel his aging desperation. His aging desperation coming from his desire to be hip. Oh, if I could just be young and hip and cool with the crowd. Can you imagine if I could just be relevant to the thing, to the whole show? And we got quite a tree over here, thanks to the family and mom and everybody. Sparkling by the Ocean Palace. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe my 2024 MAGA hat's in there with the shirt. Yeah. Oh, I know it's in there. Probably my obsession cologne, I think. I need some shit that, you need to like get the nightclub vibe out of this house and get the like house vibe back into it. Yeah, we can't have this nightclub vibe in here. We can't have this dormitory college party frat house vibe and going on all the time. So Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree. Ooh, that's what I'm gonna do for my Christmas. Not just drink a gallon of beer and pass out like usual. Alice Cooper Nights on the radio. I used to listen to that all the time for the great rock tunes in Arkansas, Hot Springs, Arkansas, when I worked at the Lowe's Home Improvement Center out there. Like, there was hardly any German people in like Hot Springs, Arkansas, so running across one was quite amusing. There's a lot of Southerners and things. There's a lot of people, you know. It's a retirement town, so it's like. And Hot Springs, Arkansas is kind of like a retirement town, but it's pretty functional in terms of, you know, their infrastructure. And I know that people were so excited to hear about functional infrastructure, but I'm telling you, in the world, it does help. You know, it is a great thing to have a good infrastructure. It's helpful to have a diversified economy and an excellent infrastructure. Yeah. So, because, yeah, it just makes cities and towns and things go good, smooth, nice. So I'm a young 26-year-old at the Lowe's Home Improvement Center, and I'm loading shit up all day. I'm called a loader. I'm not very creative with the title, but it was called loader. And I use my youth and muscles to load shit up all day. So I load shit up for people. They place the order, and then I go take the order to their work truck or the van or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So you dig in the vibe. And yeah, it was mostly like rednecks. I mean, it was Arkansas. I mean, come on. It's just going to be like, I'm from North Carolina. And there was a dude. There's a lot of military guys there. Because you know, there's like an army base in Malvern and stuff. So, yeah. So you know, they got military bases in Arkansas. So, not much work. So they work at the Home Improvement Center, and so then I lifted up this elderly man's stuff in his car, and he's German. And to my surprise, I hear all these like hillbilly redneck, you know, fucking thick ass Southern. I hear those accents all day. And I'm like, whew, man. Well, you didn't have to go to Boston, Massachusetts and hear like, oh, I'm going to get in my car. You didn't have to deal with that shit. My friend was complaining from Texas that he went to Boston, Massachusetts to Harvard University, and he's like, I went to Harvard and got in my car. He just wasn't digging the got that John Fitzgerald Kennedy Northeastern accent. I went to the bar in my car and got a so my buddy was complaining about that. So I'd be like, hey, cool, we're hanging out with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and the whole Boston, the whole Massachusetts crew, and Mark Wahlberg, and you know, whatever. Oh, but I didn't expect the German accent in Hot Springs, Arkansas. No way, Jose. So I had a little fun time because Houston's rather a diverse city, so you can find any kind of people you want, like pretty quick. You can find somebody that doesn't look like you, doesn't sound like you, is not. You can find somebody very, very quickly in Houston like that because it's a mega big ass city. So, but in Hot Springs, Arkansas, not so diverse. Pretty. Very, very white. At least it used to be. I don't know, with Joe Biden's borderless border, you know, with the 8 million illegals, they're going to find where the white people are at. They're going to find where the nice places are at, you know. They're going to find it somehow, some way. Where are the white people at? We're going over there. I know that. So it's only a matter of time. They're not just like, let a city be white, you know. I'm not gonna stand for that. So, nice little white Caucasian city, happy and humming along. And so, I was not expecting to hear the German accent because we're not in Germany. So, I put up all this old man stuff, and he goes, "Oh, I like you very much. You are very useful. Oh, I like you very much. You are very useful. Guten Tag." Why do I think that accent is so funny? You know, it's the only one there is. It's the only Germany there is. You know what I mean? It's the only place. It's like German. It's Deutschland. You know, it's just absolutely. I mean, Munich, Germany, Bavaria. It's just like it's its own universe almost, you know? And when you think about it, you're like, the earth is alive with all these people and all these races and places and languages and all this stuff. And then you go out to outer space, the solar system, it's just like this ancient, ethereal, clandestine type dead, you know, seemingly dead place that's shrouded in this ancient mystery of time and space and creation. And it's just like, but there's just like so many things that aren't alive in space. There's so much dead space. There's so much void, vacuum. And in between those dark voids and massive expanses are planets that house life in the universe of over 2 trillion galaxies. You think about all that. Think about all that. Imagine a universe of over 2 trillion galaxies. Those are in the known observable universe. That's not even beyond. That's just the beginning. That's nothing. That's just the start of it all. That's wild, you know? And I like you very much. You're very useful. Oh yeah, there was a German, the waitress at IHOP, Mitch. Yeah, she was really nice. She was too old to be. She was already like a grandma when I was young. So yeah, I never thought, hey, what if I get with her and make a whoopee time or something? I never thought that way, because we were in different age groups, like pretty seriously, and we probably had a 20-year age difference, maybe 30-year age difference. She's an old German waitress. So maybe she told me a little bit of her story about how she came to America. Usually it just goes like this. Oh, I was in my town or my city in the foreign land, whether it's Turkey or Germany or wherever, somewhere in Europe or the Middle East, and I just said, you know, I'm coming to America. And then they come here and they get a job, and then their life unfolds, I suppose. And well, they have to learn English if they don't know it already. I think a lot of European schools teach English, so because they have really good education systems. Unlike one education system I know, which is called the U.S. You know why people don't care about their education system because um, it's very much how what George Carlin said. You know, the elites don't really care about Americans being smarter because they might actually figure out things, and they might actually learn the truth, and they might actually get pissed, and they might actually like be a rival or a challenge to these elites. And so that's why they try to make the education system as stupid as fucking possible. The lowest common denominator. Yeah. I know people with children don't want to hear that because they want to believe that they're sending their children to, these great, fantastic schools and stuff. But it's like, it's the public education system, dude. So, yeah. I'm going to turn this bad boy down a little bit. And then, you like that song? It's about Blondie. The one that goes, I know what guys like. I know what guys want. I know what boys like. Boys like. That one song. I like that. I like that song. It's like some teasy song. It's pretty cool. Teasy song, playful song, kitty cat kind of song, huh? Nice, sweet. Yeah, I don't have any gory details. I will do a follow up on last night's video because kind of ended on a cliffhanger, and I think we live in a world when there's too many cliffhangers in it, and so we need to wrap up some of the stories. Have a definitive conclusion to stories, and it just makes people feel better, right? Like if you read the beginning of the Bible, you want to read the end and the conclusion. So it's time for the knife. I know what boys. Wow, you cooked it like perfectly all the way through, man. Dope. Let's see if it's totally. Oh, it's perfecto, dude. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like perfectly cooked all the way, and we're whispering because it's fun. Okay. I know what guys want. I know what dude. I know what boys like. Yeah, that was a good divvy back in the day, huh? Nice. Well, let's try one of these pieces. We need to. Oh. So, so now we have the little cube chicken cubes. Um, I believe that's what Mother requested, right? I think so. So I'll go ahead and put these up for Mother. Mother dearest. Mother dearie. I know what boys like. No, I'm not going to listen to it. I'm just saying. It's pretty funny. I know what guys want. Ooh, ooh. 7 o'clock right now? Is it on? Is it on Fox News? I think. Yeah. So the rich men north of Richmond have become so wealthy, arrogant, power drunk that not only have they started to have begun for a long time not to serve the interests or the desires or the wishes or the needs of the American people, but also now they're starting to think that they don't have to put presidential candidates on ballots, stuff like that. Like they don't even have to even go through any kind of process of democracy. So now they're eventually they're just going to like try to do away with voting or something like that. And American people can't let them get away with it. But in their view, they're invincible, super powerful people that are above laws and above the concerns of everyday citizens. They don't think they have to follow the rules or the law, the rules of the road anymore. So it's time for American citizens to refresh these politicians and these corporate leaders that they do have to follow the rules of the road or get punished severely. And so the way we can do that is to vote Donald John Trump, and we'll send a very clear message to the establishment that, yeah, don't mess with us. And let's rip some ass, dude. But it was all right. It was like, it was pretty good. It was a pretty good like gas explosion. I'm doing my part for climate change. They're gonna make your frogs gay, gay, gay frogs, or the cow farts. So we cut up the chicken. Finger licking. Cut up the chicken and it's finger licking. Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. Have a drumstick and your brain starts sticking, or start sticking or something. Was that Bare Naked Lady song? Yeah, it's the Bare Naked Lady's big hit from Canada. 1 week. 1 week. Nah, 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 nah. Delicious. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Got like too many dishes out from last night's party, if you will. Last night's party. So the Democrats have decided they don't have to follow. If they don't want Trump back, and they have just decided to interfere with the executive elections, they think they can. They think they have enough power to get away with it too. That they can get rid of constitutional rights of American citizens. They think they're so powerful that they can do whatever they like, and that American people are not going to mobilize to try to stop them from doing so. They figured they divided and conquered us, and there's nothing left. There's no backbone in this society anymore. They think they just got us like whipped, trained little puppies, and we don't. They just think they have a bunch of peasants and slaves that they can just order what to do all the time without question. And they got the social media and the tech, big tech censorship, and they think they can just get away with whatever. I think at this point, and the reality is going to snap back pretty hard. Hey, it's Jabuta Day. Give it up for your boys. The new Americans. Philadelphia. It's a city of brotherly love. I love it. I can't wait. Yes, I go to Philadelphia. I heard it was the city of brotherly love. Is that true? Will they have lots of brotherly love for us? That's what I heard. I read it on the internet. So it must be true. I read something on the internet, so it must be true. Automatically, right? Oh. I knew that Hakeem Olajuwon is from Africa. Believe it again. Believe in the championships. So I want to come here. Awesome. First thing, Mukimbe Apapombo, we have to get you some dentist. Need to get you some teeth, boy. Yeah. Need to line up some of those migrants to the dentist and the doctor, you know. Do a little checkup, dude. See if things are all right. See if things are honky-dory. Akimbi Matumbul. Macarunda the Dindi. I can't wait, dude. There's a new people coming in. We're not gonna let in some sweet Romanian poontang or anything. Any like sweet ass like Swedish, some like blonde poon, some Norse poon. I bring in. They make the European immigration like from like white countries. They make that like almost like impossible. Somebody tries to come here from Poland. They're like, man, it took me forever to get my green card. Guy just walks across the border, fucking gets a green card. Here, vote Democrat. Biden loves you. Oh, Biden's children. Oh, man. So they become so arrogant they think they can dictate to all the Americans how things are going to be? Interesting. Interesting that you could become so arrogant that you could become a Chinese communist tyrant. It's very fascinating how that process occurs for people. For those in the Democrat Party. But I honestly think the Democrats have jumped the shark on this one. I think they're way out of their depth. I think they're making a huge mistake. The Colorado Supreme Court. Yeah, they made a massive mistake. Reduce heat and simmer for 5 minutes. There we go. I'll do a little bit. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Do, do. Like crumble it up now, yeah. Get it crumbly. And the walls come tumbling down, and the walls come tumbling down. Don't forget about that part, dude. And the walls come tumbling down, and the walls come tumbling. We're gonna do the chicken, the crumbly. There it is. Okay. Some John Cougar Mellencamp for all you John Cougar fans out there. I know you're a fan of it, huh? Yeah, in the newsletter it said, be kind to your neighbor. And if you have a problem with your neighbor, talk with your neighbor. And, before coming to the management of the association. And yeah, I guess the only problem is, like maybe like people that come into Texas, the only kind of issue I see is, well, I mean, the illegal immigration, obviously, but I mean, it's a problem if I lived in the neighborhood for 20 years and then somebody from Honduras comes in and says, oh, hi, yeah, I own this place now. Get out of here, gringo, or something like that. See, that's kind of an issue. That's a pretty big issue, right? Yeah. So if people from the Rust Belt or, Michigan or California, they come here and they're like, oh, yeah, I'm running stuff in Texas now. I'm like, where have you been? I don't remember you being the boss. I don't recall that you were put in charge here. So it's, that sort of shit kind of gets old, really. And then we want to put some chives in here. We want to keep calm and chive on correctly. That's good. That's enough. Mix it all around like the hokey pokey and shake it all about. Man, you went through a lot of songs today, huh? Yeah, a lot of them. All the ones I could, remember off the top of my head. It was like, but I still like Wrapping Paper. Hearing that at the liquor store, I love that. The Chainsmokers Wrapping Paper song. Get my gifts and wrapping paper. It's like wrapping paper. Like that song is like, yeah. I like those flirty, sexy songs. Like, like the Pretenders. The one they play in Lost in Translation, where it's like, I'm gonna make you see. Ain't no one else here, no one like me. I'm special, so special. Gotta get me some. Yeah, give it to me. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I saw the Pretenders with the Who actually in 2007, and yeah, it was cool. And the Pretenders. I don't know if I don't think I've seen Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. I don't think so, but no, on the Allison Cooper Night Show in Arkansas, when they used to kick out the jams. Oh, the Alice Cooper radio show was just it was a godsend when I was out there because I had to drive from Hot Springs to Mount Ida, and it was like at least like a 30-minute drive or something. I mean, beautiful scenery though, and I appreciated they played Led Zeppelin, so I got to hear Misty Mountain Hop quite a bit in the mountains, which is cool. So, but it was like the tagline for Friday was like, "It's Friday. You know what that means? You're buying cheap booze like you always do." I love that. It's Friday night. No, the commercial tagline was like, "Ah, it's Friday night. We know what you're up to. Buying that cheap booze like you always do." Nice. Alice Cooper Nights. That was hilarious, dude. No, that show was great. Like, now, what's the best radio show of all time? Before podcasts, the best radio show of all time was Art Bell Coast to Coast AM. That show. There's a new reincarnation of it. Just hit 3 million subscribers. It's on YouTube. It's the Y-Files, which is very, I don't know. I mean, I was talking about the secret space program and the public space program. So I do believe that there is a secret space program. Yeah, there's like a secret, of course. You can't have 2 trillion galaxies and nothing happening, and that governments don't know about it. So they had to have discovered something, right? Come on. 2 trillion galaxies, a vast universe. But people were worried about species that would be malevolent instead of benevolent. They're worried about species that were not only indifferent to our existence, but wanted to wipe us out. Because, like, okay, so think of it like the elite billionaires club. They're a club of guys, club of people that are elite billionaires. And a lot of times they don't want competition coming into their club because, well, it's one more hassle, right? You got to deal with somebody else. You got to deal with somebody else's family. So it's a pain in the ass. So I figure alien competition is quite intense, quite fierce. And who knows, maybe they do genocide to races all the time. It's possible. So yeah, do I believe that the government has possession of alien craft of non-human origin from other worlds? Definitely, almost without a doubt. And I know people like to argue about aliens. There's no aliens. We're the only people. We're the only life. I know there's some arrogant fools that say we are the ultimate expression of life. And our monkey primate evolution is the highest form of evolution and the highest form of intelligence. And yeah, I know. Humanity likes to kiss its own ass, look at itself in the mirror. And of course, we got to call it out, likes to hear themselves talk. So, yeah, humanity is humanity. It's a vain species, without a doubt. Kind of a shallow species in a lot of ways. Not everyone, not everybody. I'm just saying, if you look at it in a broad stroke, if you want to put it like in a bunch of tidy generalizations about the human species in general, the 8 billion people that live on this planet. But yeah, do I believe that there's like the Y-Files, there's a secret space program like the X-Files, and yeah. I do believe there's like good aliens and bad aliens. Yeah, there's good extraterrestrials and there's bad ones. And so I don't know what the balance of power in the hierarchy is because I don't know all the different races that exist. So a lot of people don't know everything about the universe. Probably. I would estimate, but just taking a wild guess. But maybe there's people that know quite a bit about it, a good deal. So, Bob Lazar, Dave Grush, et cetera, et cetera. We went into the alien thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. That'd be cool to ask Trump and be like, are you going to declassify UFOs and EBEs, extraterrestrial biological entities? Yeah, I mean, how I got versed in the subject was Art Bell, Coast to Coast AM. And then I watched almost every episode of X-Files, okay, because I was a huge fan from like back in the day. And then so through those shows, and I used to watch Unsolved Mysteries with Robert Stack. And so anyways, I've been a fan of outer space. You know, I met Buzz Aldrin, the second man on the moon. I've been a space enthusiast for my entire existence. I don't let religion, I don't let ancient religions or religious dogma get in my way of the search for the truth, because, you know, the truth is out there, as the old saying goes. But the new incarnation of like all that culture is embodied in the Y-Files show. It's very brilliantly produced, and the guy is a great public speaker. He could sell he could sell diapers to a baby or something, or you know, he's just that smooth. He's just that talented, and so yeah. So like, yeah, his show is like very brilliantly produced. It's high production values, great music, great sound, great editing, everything. It's fucking just professional. It's top notch, absolutely on point, and that's awesome. So MAGA Trump 2024. Will Colorado get away with this? I'm guessing that the Supreme Court is going to overrule the Colorado State Supreme Court's removal of Trump off the ballot in 2024, and that he will be reinstated by the supreme law of the land, which is the U.S. Constitution and the Supreme Court. So, yeah. If they thought they were going to pull a fast one, I think they're going to fail. And because what they're doing is illegal, unconstitutional, and it's really undemocratic. So I think all Americans should be concerned about people in positions of power that do not respect the heritage of America or the laws of the land. I think those people should all be fired, and they should go bye-bye in a career type sense, or maybe even a jail type sense. But they're doing a lot of harm to our republic and our constitutional democracy. So for that, they have to pay, at least in some way. They can't just get away with everything they're doing. Dismantling bedrock institutions of the United States and the United States government and against the American people. So enough is enough. And the red line has already been crossed already. And like, they're just pushing it further because they think they can get away with it. The Democrats are like a really naughty boy that just sees what he can get away with before they get in trouble. And they just keep pushing the envelope of that, pushing it far beyond that they have no idea what they're dealing with anymore, because they pushed it so far that past the paradigm, and they've jumped the shark so badly that, oh, that's right, I have an Apple drawer, don't I? Yeah, I have an Apple drawer. I decided to just make a drawer dedicated to Apple. It doesn't have an Apple on it. It's just my Apple drawer. So where I keep Apple stuff, yeah, iPhone cases, and I call it Apple drawer. Is it a good idea? It's a good idea. It works for me. I need to get like a coat rack and a hat rack or something. I need to get a rack. I need to get a rack, like some titty racks. And so, anyways, I saw this video recently that was like, I don't know if I subscribed to him or not, but it was like a hot blonde girl with like some big boobs. They're at like Chili's or something, and she orders the baby back ribs, and the guy goes, "Hey, you got a nice rack," and they're like, her tits are hanging out and stuff. It's like it's so silly that I actually thought it was pretty good. Some of those videos where the guy's like, "Hey," and there's a hot girl, it doesn't work out. but this one was pretty. It was brilliantly executed at the time, so that was good. That was a good one. Need to charge the telephono, running low. So we're about an hour in. So yeah, I don't think the Colorado State Supreme Court is going to get away, the Democrats, with their blatant election interference. They're just not going to. And now, if Biden and Barack Hussein Obama, if they had packed the Supreme Court with buttloads of Democrat justices, then I would be like, uh-oh, they're going to be able to get away with this. But since the Supreme Court is 5-4 conservative, I kind of know what the ruling is going to be now, unless people get intimidated or bullied into making certain decisions, which the Supreme Court is supposed to be immune from any kind of bribery, any kind of fuckery, like stuff like that. So it's supposed to be immune. Is the separation, the checks and balances of power, supposed to be free from that stuff. Just that's the way the institution is supposed to be. The goal of the Supreme Court is to interpret and enforce the U.S. Constitution. It's the highest law body in the land. So, one of the highest governmental bodies in the land, and which is a check and a balance on the executive and the legislative power state. So, having ourselves some soup, dude. Soup, dude. Hot soup. Hot chicken ramen soup. Lipton chicken. I love it, dude. Stuff is GOOD good. Okay, let's go and turn the. All right. Then we need our ramen spoon here. We're gonna wrap things up. Yeah, for now. That's all I have to say for now. I mean, really, it's about does it. Here we go. Hot soup with the chives and the. Yeah. So what kind of? Well, we're gonna make it kind of more Asian style. So we're gonna put some hoisin and some soy sauce in it. So. Baby, I love. Got some hoisin. All right. Let's go and put that soy sauce in there, dude. Yeah. Now it's hooked up. Now it's like, oh God. Got that kame hoisin sauce. Well, God bless and best of success. Trump, 4 more in 2024. MAGA, make America great again.